Hello everyone and welcome to this other stream of America's Series. Tonight we are at our final race, round 15 in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. A track which it's black or it's white. So either people really enjoy it or they hate it. So tonight is going to be pretty exciting. I don't know if there was ever a series in this league which had so close results. Tonight it's a sprint race followed by a feature race, so lots of points to be awarded tonight. Our championship, I'll start over. Sorry, our championship leader at the moment is Prof Phil with 280 points. Then 55 cents follows with 268, so 11 points behind. Sublime, our third runner in the championship, is equal to that. So they both have 268 points. So we are having a very, very, very good battle for the lead of this championship, and the sprint race is going to be crucial tonight, since the first will be awarded 10 points, and the 10th will be awarded 1 point. So this could make the difference. If anyone crashes or if someone has a bad race, lose a front wing, could make a big difference. Then we follow that with Decided, which is in 4th, John C. in 6th, and after we have El Chris in 7th with 118 points, and behind him, like 11 points behind, Surgeon Bildo. And then 10 points behind Surgeon Bildo, there's Trevor with 97 points. Tio Carizi, 1 point behind only. So it's going to be pretty tight from here on out. 4 points behind him, there's Eni. Then there's the 2 Red Bull, the Dirty Brothers, which are not there tonight, unfortunately, which were in the battle. Mitch is there in 13 with 88 points. And behind him, there's Mr. Nas at 76 points. Sparty at 74 points, so 2 points behind him. So we have a lot of good battles to watch on track tonight. So let's click some of the details here. Best lap, telemetry, and the map. And here we go. We're following at the moment Mr. Nas, which have had very, very good races in the previous weeks. I think some of his best results in the career in this league, RF1. So let's hope he finish on a high note tonight. He's followed by a Ferrari, a Haas, and the other Ferrari. So, Arm Assist, Surgeon Bildo. And I think, the ass of Eni, since Trevor's a little further back. So, it's going to be our first one. Going for a time lap. Let's see what he can do. So, jump in the car, heading into turn 1. This is the slowest section of the track. Takes it very well. Gets on the power very early. Was a little conservative to that turn. Could have attacked a little more the corner. Sector 1 in Jeddah is very technical. It's very hard to flat out those corners. You have to release a little bit of throttle at some points, but when you get it right, you feel so good about it. So let's see if anyone is able to clinch that flat out. As he head into the back straight part of the circuit. So these corners are actually harder than it seems, but it's a lot of flowing in the track. The braking zone on this back straight, like this one, and it's a little bit like the high-speed Monaco, let's say. The more time you want to gain on this track, the more you have to be close to the wall, especially in sector 2 and 3. So we'll see. As he's coming to this last corner, Takes a pretty good line into it. He's opening DRS, and oh, I think we have a Ferrari that crashed behind. And he is now our leader, but I think, yeah, Annie is following. Who else do we have on track at the moment recording a lap? We have Surgeon Bildo, which goes fastest, 135. And I think it's Armistice that crashed. There's a red flag at the moment. I think it's him. Must be. Oh, it's fine. He didn't lose a wheel, so he's still on for the qualifying. And Professor Phil now, our championship leader, puts the fastest lap, and followed by Sublime, which immediately takes it back. 129.9 for him. So very exciting. So we'll follow these guys for their second and third run, that's for sure. We've got Fiddy still in the pit at the moment. Let's follow the McLaren of John. Is pretty quick. It could be one able to surprise us tonight. There's also Decided, not to be discounted. Just starting his lap. And I think John just crashed. Yeah, he crashed into the S's. So we'll follow Decided for the remainder of this lap. Let's jump in his car. Let's hope it was not disturbed by that McLaren sitting in the S's. I have to admit that the skies on this track at this time of day are pretty incredible. Very nice skies there with clouds. So riding very close to the wall here, Decided. Early on the power, take that curve, goes full throttle out of this turn. Very good sector for him. Let's see how close to the wall he goes there. A little conservative, a little late on the throttle, but still I think it's going to be a very good lap for him. As he crosses the line, he records a lap of 1:34, which is good for third at the moment. We have Fiddy, which is the next driver we're going to follow, since he is in the fight for the championship as well. I'm sure a lot of the guys in the pits are watching his lap at the moment as well. So, starts this lap into fourth gear. Goes a long way around to carry as much speed as possible. Heads into turn one. Maybe didn't cut as much of this turn. And he spun a little bit out of this turn too, out of the chicane. Cuts a lot of that turn. That's very good. It's gonna bring some time on the board for him. Has to lift a little bit through there. Not the perfect line. You want to aim for that corner. Then goes into the long hairpin. The little bank corner. Even though it's banged, there's not a lot of grip into that corner, so you have to be very careful on throttle. Goes very close to the wall here. Could have been a little more close to the other one. Opens the RS. Follows the wall. Let's see how close he goes here. A little conservative as well. It's a banker, so guys are being careful, obviously. And I think it's going to be somewhere in the 30, if I'm not mistaken. 129.9, pretty good. So it's good for third place at the moment. So decided to take a place back. And our top three at the moment is the same as we have for the championship. So Professor Phil, Sublime, and 55 Cents. Let's go in Professor Phil's car. I think he's preparing a lap here. Or maybe he bailed from a lap because he seems to miss half of his CRS. Yeah, he seems like he's going back into the pit. So we'll follow Sub instead, which is preparing his lap. Going to the last corner. So approaching turn 1. Cuts a lot of that first turn. Cuts a lot of that second turn. That's an excellent line. Oh, and he goes too fast on the throttle. Unfortunately for him. He had a very good line out of these two first corners. Gonna watch Surgeon as he starts the lap now. Surgeon can really impress by his qualifying pace. Let's see what he's got for us. Very nice line out of turn 1. A little more understeer than what Sub had. A good cut here to this corner. Stays close to the wall. Goes full throttle. Goes to 7 early. Drops a gear here just to make the car turn a little more. Goes full throttle. Back to 7. Stays in very high gear to this sector 1. Same here, a lot of quick shift. Goes very close to the wall here. It's very good line. Very close to this wall as well at the end of the turn. And goes into the DRS zone. Maybe had a little understeer here. Lost a little bit of time through this turn. Still very close to the wall, very committed. I think it's going to be a very good time for him. And it's good for first. Very good lap from Surgeon. As he scored a 1:29.685. So he's a little under 1/10 than Professor Phil, which is still in the stand. And we have Tekerisi, which just finished a lap, and he's now behind his teammates. So Sublime has some work to do to beat these guys. I think he's on the lap at the moment, so he had maybe a little overfuel. Make sure that he'd be able to go again. See what happens. Very committed to that turn. He is entering the sector 3 at the moment. He's 5 tenths behind Surgeon Bildo at the moment. Will he be able to get a little slipstream behind his teammate, I believe? No, it's a Oz. I think he will probably, yeah, he will bail this lap and go into the pit. Maybe go for another one. That's unfortunate for him. We have Enya on track. Was right in front of Sublime. He's going for a lap. Let's stay with him and see what he can do. As we have Surgeon coming back to the pit at the moment. And Sparty starting his first lap as well. So, yeah, a little understeer through the S's, not the best of line. Let's see what happens with Sparty. Oh, very good shifting here to the last S. Very good line out of those corners. goes to third gear to get extra rotation through the hairpin. Very close to the wall here. Very good exit. Heading through the next chicane. Fast speed chicane. A little conservative on the throttle here. But it's banker. It should have a pretty good banker, honestly. Here, the mistake that people do is that they are following the racing line. If they go near the wall, if they follow the wall as much as possible on their left, they will gain almost a tenth and a half, which is a lot of time, especially for qualification. And it's a 1:32.4. I think maybe first sector was not the best for him. The rest of the lap seems pretty good to me. And we'll follow Decided, which is starting his lap at the moment. And then we'll go to Sublime to see if he can do anything. We got Sergeant Tikarizi, 55 cents at Sublime on preparation lap. Actually, let's jump in. I think the first one is Armistice. He's finishing a lap, didn't improve. And Sublime is starting his final lap of qualification. A little more conservative this time in turn 1 and turn 2. Maybe he had last time in the back of his mind. Oh, and this car probably, was in his field of view, and maybe put him out of focus going through these turns, not knowing what the car ahead would do, and get a snap of oversteer here. So unfortunately for Sub, I think that's it for him. Behind we have Surgeon Bildo, which is actually on the lap, and I don't know if he had a little slipstream from his teammate. His teammate for sure did not help Sub in Sector 1. We have a yellow flag, I think it's Sparty. Maybe he just slowed down to let the car passes. Surgeon's not improving, but I think he's going now for a lap. So let's go and see if 55 cents is improving. Oof. Some trouble finding traction here. Stays very close to the wall. Cuts a lot, and he was very close to this wall. That was impressive. A lot of commitment to this turn. Maybe it didn't turn left soon enough to hit the other curb and pick up a straight line, get on the power early. A little late here, a little understeer. You have to be very precise in Jeddah to make more time. And he's making the mistake of following the racing line at the moment. He's losing almost a tenth and a half on his time going this way. Let's see what it is for him. I think the track is improving, and he goes first by 5 thousandths of a second. Very good lap from 55 cents. And I think, yes, Surgeon bailed out of his lap. And Professor Phil, we forgot about him, but the Professor has had another trick in his bag. He's now first. He's now back in first place with a 129.574. Amazing lap from Phil. That's it for him. Who else is on a lap? I think El Chris might be on a lap. Yeah, he's improving, going into the last corner of this circuit. What is he able to do? He doesn't improve. And Sublime is still on a lap, I believe. Yeah, but yeah. Going back in the pit. So here is your grid for tonight's sprint. Professor Phil, our championship leader, starting from the best position he could think of first, followed by 55 cents, which is probably going to send it and give everything to this race. Honestly, he's currently 12 points behind, so he will for sure be very aggressive on the start. And we have Surgeon Bilville, I think, in third, and Sublime in fourth, unable to improve. Oh, no, it's Tikurizi, that's right. I'm sorry about that. Tikurizi, which had a very good lap in the 129.7 actually, goes fourth, Sublime fifth, Decided sixth, Mr. Nas 7th, very good performance. We haven't seen him a lot during this qualification session because we were looking at the championship leaders, but still, very good position for him. Armistice 8, El Chris 9, Annie 10, Instincts Party 11, 12. It's Trevor, John C. had an incident, and Seb's Lol had an incident as well in the Alpha Tower. So here's your grid for tonight's sprint. All right, so here's the formation lap starting for tonight's sprint. So for the sprint, it's going to be interesting to see if anyone went for the soft tire. I think everyone is on the medium. No, we have Sparty, which goes on hard tires. That's a little overwhelming, but I guess. We have John C, which is going full send with the soft tire, and Seb is on the medium tire. So only one soft runner. In the Sunday's race, Sublime had the strategy of going on the softs for the sprint race, and because we had two virtual safety cars, race went super well for him. Was able to preserve his tires and get the best out of traction out of anyone else in the field, really. So it proved to be a very good strategy. So let's see what happens with it tonight. Maybe he didn't have another set of softs, so because of the qualifying and the lap he decided to bail from. That changed his mind with the sprint strategy. as the cars are going through the grid. Making sure those tires are well warmed up. It's a track where it's hard to get the tires to the right temperature because it's a very long track, lots of straights. So a lot of those tires will be around 80 and 84 degrees Celsius. I will not use the American system here, sorry, Americas. As we get this very weird camera for the start, but at least we'll see the lights. As the races start, we have the lights go in. And it's lights out, and away we go for this last sprint of this season. And it seems like Phil has a very good start. We have some cars going off track for the Ferrari of Sargent, trying not to hit anyone. Tikurizi gained the place on him, so not a good start for the Ferrari driver. Decided to gain the place on sub. El Chris gained 2 place on Mr. Nas, and John C gained 4th place on his soft tires. Oh, and the Ferrari of Sargent's going off track again. Not the best of lap, I think his tires are still cold. As there's already a gap of 1 second from Phil 55 cents to Tikurizi, so. And Sublime is not having the race he expected as he followed back into 7th place. It's gonna hurt his championships if he cannot come back from this start. He needs to finish at least in the top 4 to get a chance to stay in the championship fight. As we will probably have a fight for the lead of this race the entire time. The Surgeon going for a move here. Take her easy. He's not using the RS, still preserving some battery, so I guess he's playing the long game for 3rd place. He's one driver that can pull a move out of this hat sometimes, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Sublime lost 4th place out of the start, so really a disastrous start for him. Let's hope he has some tricks in the back of his hat that he can put out. Primus lost 5th place on the grid as well. And John C's now ahead of his teammate. 7th place gain. The soft tires are doing very well on this track in the first laps. So let's see if he's able to catch Decided, maybe even Surgeon. Surgeon and Tikurizi with a lot of batteries still. Ferrari goes a little wide there. Lots of understeer. As Annie is following Sparty very closely. Pushing with ERS, and they are going side by side into this last corner. And Annie makes the move as the medium tires provide a lot more grip than the hard at this point in the race. Let's go back watching the action between Ferrari and the Mercedes driver for 3rd place. So keeping an eye on John C. Delta. He gained 4/10 in the last sector. Oh! And Surgeon had a way better line in Tikurizi out of that corner, and they were racing super closely. Unfortunately, that's very bad for them as they lost some place to the other cars in the race. And John C. is the big winner out of this crash as he's now in 3rd place. Wow. That was unexpected. Very unfortunate for Tekerisi and Surgeon, though. I'm pretty sure they will be disappointed from this incident. It's really hard following a car to first sector, as when you get a better corner than the one in front of you, it's really easy to go at the back of him, since it's S's all the way around. It's a very tough track of the track to follow. And 55 Cents is now trying a move on Professor Phil. And yeah, he goes up front. That's a job done for him. And Phil, goes a little wide there. He's gonna lose some time. I think his car is fine. He didn't lose front wing or whatever, but he will have John C. coming right up to him. So he lost traction out of turn 1, Phil, and that's unfortunate for him. Now 55 Cents has a 4-second gap as he goes the fastest in sector 1 with the help of DRS and ERS in the pit straight. We'll have to keep an eye on John C, as he has a lot more grip, but is now almost under 10% battery. It's gonna hurt him on this track where you need ERS to be able to overtake, especially at the end of this race when his tires are going to be weaker compared to the medium tires. Goes a little wide there, not the best of line. I think he's good for DRS still, but he needs to preserve some battery if he wants to be able to finish in front of Professor Phil. Chris not too far behind, so if they fight, he could come and join the party. And we have Mr. Naz here battling with Take Her Easy. With the help of DRS, he should be able to try a move here. Let's pull back. As Sublime is going there. So they're going almost 3 wide into that corner. And Mr. Naz has to back out for some reason. As Sub is going very aggressive into this turn. Still wasn't able to pass the Mercedes of Take Her Easy. Goes a little wide there. We'll follow him for an instant because he's going like full send at the moment. Still has 30% battery. Take Her Easy has 85, so he can defend for a long time. I think Take Her Easy was keeping his battery to fight at the end as much as possible, but unfortunately, incident with Surgeon made him lost 2 places. A little late downshift to 5th here for Sublime, as he's trying to use a little bit of battery to be closer to Take Her Easy and pit straight. Probably the best opportunity to pull a move is on the next straight, so he's gonna try something. He's in the slipstream. He's going for the outside of the corner. Goes deep. They're pretty much side by side, but still Take Her Easy get more grip as they're going racing clean on this part of the track. Very good battle. And we have Henny battling with Mr. Naz in the back. Let's keep an eye on the Delta not to miss anything. A sub as an incident. Something happened to Sublime. I think he went off track. He's okay. Who else lost some place? Take Her Easy. I think they may have touched again. I don't know what happened to them. Yeah, not ideal. Very bad race for Take Her Easy as he was third at some point in this race, and guy behind him had a little touch on his diffuser, made him spin, and now I think it might have happened again. We missed the incident, unfortunately. Solari still stands in 6th. We have to remember at some point he was 9th in this race. There's 3 laps to go, so 3-lapper. He's behind old Chris. Doesn't have a lot of battery in reserve. But I think he runs a setup which is very good in a straight line, so let's see if he can do anything to battle with El Chris. DRS open. He will come short of straight to make an overtake here. Very careful on the throttle. Make sure not to spin the car at this point in the race, as he wants to start as much as possible on the front. We have John C. and Phil battling. Phil has 10% more ERS than John at the moment. And John seems to have a lot of understeer in that car. So maybe a setup making the car very good in the straight line, but less in the corners. Then a couple of times he overshoots some corners, so I guess that he feels the understeer. I don't know if it might be the tires as well, since he's the only one on softs, and now after 7 laps, it must be pretty rubbish. Can't be softs. Sublime going into the back straight, not the back straight, but the pit straight. He's a little far from Elchris, so I don't think he's going to be able to pull any move. Here in Saints Party is following Annie, which is his red light flashing. I think the race is pretty much settled from now on. I'll be quiet for a little bit since the race is pretty much settled on. I'm trying to figure out the points for finish of this race. Okay, sorry, I've been calculating points. So if the race is to finish this way, We'll have Professor Phil still leading the championship, but now by 11 points compared to 12 going into this race. And Sublime has a 3-second penalty, but it shouldn't affect him, I think. Oh! The McLaren goes into the wall, but... I think he was finished. Yeah, it's Phil. He was finished anyway. Alright, so here's the result for the sprint race. So 55 cents wins easily sprint. Professor Phil's following in second. John C's following in third. Surgeon Bildo is next. I'm sorry, I didn't have the time. I was looking at the Discord actually. People are fighting a little bit through there. It was not the best race for some people. So let's hope that there's less incidents going into the actual feature race. Good thing is that there was no safety car, as I was in my French grabbing the beer. I'm sorry for the weird sound, maybe. Having a little refreshment while looking at this championship battle. And still, anything can happen. It only takes... really a DNF from one of the leader so that the other one could win the championship or beat them in the championship, I guess. Oh, actually, we have some people looking the stream and then realize that. Thanks for our 7 followers that are actually watching the formation lap. So, I did a little update to the standings. Our championship leader is still Professor Phil at 289 points. 11 points behind, there's 55 cents at 278 points. And 5 points behind him, there's Sublime at 273 points. And we have John C, which is now very close. No, there's Decided, which is at 177. But John C is 9 points behind him now, with his very good result to the sprint race at 168 points. We have El Chris as well, which is now 124 points in a battle with Surgeon Bildo, 10 points behind, so 114 points. We have Trevor, which is not there, so I won't count him. No, he's there, sorry. He's 98 points. Penny following, or no, sorry, there was a swap in the championship. Take Her Easy is now in front of Trevor in the championship. He's 98 points. Trevor is 97. We have Annie 96 points. Then the Diesel brothers are not there. Mitch's not there. Mr. Naz is 76 points, and Sparty is 74 points. So these are pretty much all the battles that we have on track for the feature race. As we are peaking now to 9 viewers, which are there for the grand finale of this RSF1 season, round 15. It's been a blast, and this championship in particular was so close from the end to the beginning. Yeah, let's watch a little bit of the details here. So we have our top 5 on medium tires. 6th and 7th we have soft tires. Then Annie is on the medium. Take Her Easy is the only one on hards. As we've got the red lights going, and it's lights out, and away we go for this grand finale. And 55 Cents is struggling a little bit with the grip as they go into turn 1. Profil is losing a place to John C. Surgeon Dildo is getting in place to Elchris in turn 1. And we have Elchris retaking his position. Take Her Easy is going on a place on Seb's. Lots of cars moving around. Sparty is going all the way back, so I think he has an incident. And we have John C. fighting for the lead with 55 Cents. Very aggressive at the start. Let's see what happens in the next back straight. Track being pretty narrow in Jeddah, there's some part of the track where it's difficult to make some overtakes. But in the next back straight, we should see some move by the drivers. It's real close between the top 7. They're all at the back of one another. This time, very aggressive from Sublime, which has started in the championship to start on the soft tires. He must be hoping for no safety car and maybe go on hard tires for the rest of the race, as the game is showing the strategy. Sorry, it's in French because I'm French-Canadian, but I'm sure you got the thing just looking at the colors. As John C is using a little bit of VRS to push. Getting some time on 55 Cents, who sets the fastest lap, obviously, since it's the first one of the race. And Sublime should be able to pull some move in this lap, as he has the fastest tire on the track at the moment, and is one of our fastest driver in this Tuesday series. Seems to struggle a little bit in the dirty air of those cars in Sector 1 and the S's. Going into the hairpin. We'll see with the traction here if he's able to gain time. And what a move from Surgeon in the hairpin. It's not a place to overtake, really, and he make the move here on El Chris as he goes a little wide. Oh! And there's an incident, our first incident of the race after Sparty. I don't know what happened to Sparty. Unfortunately for these guys, I think yeah, they will be changing front wings. But it's a very good, a very good event for Sublime's race, as he will be able to catch to the leaders, I guess. He needs to push though with the soft tire, because after 5 laps it's going to be a little bit rubbish. So let's see what happened to Surgeon. Yeah, he doesn't have any more front wing, so we will have to change that. for sure. And we have El Chris gaining a place on, no, losing a place because he's in the pit as well. So all the cars are pretty split up, apart from our top three, which is under a second. So let's jump in Phil's car to see what happens. Like I said at the beginning of qualifying, it's a love or hate this track. People usually really like it or they hate it. It's somehow very technical and very, you have to be very precise as a driver, even though you're going like full throttle most of the time. There's still some small challenges through the track, which makes it harder for some driver and easier for others. No one really seemed to close on anyone at the moment. Even Sublime's not gaining from the 2 second he have on the 3 leaders. So he must really hope to play the long game and have the better out of the hard tires. A couple of people went to the pit. We have decided Mr. Naz, Armistice, El Chris, and Saints Party, and Surgeon that all went to the pit for front wing replacement. That's hurting a lot their race at the moment. As we have another yellow flag in Sector 1, I think it's a Us. And it's Trevor. His car seems fine. Yeah, his car seems fine, visually, so maybe he just went off track. As Phil is now 1.1 second going into the next DRS zone. Will he be able to catch up? He's using a lot of DRS to stay with the guys ahead. Obviously, he wants to stay with 55 cents, which is just 11 points behind him in the championship, so good result here could change a lot. And there's still a long way to go to this race, so a lot can happen as well. But one sure thing is John C is trying to move. As they touch a little bit going through turn 1 and 2, it's going to help Phil get back into the DRS. It should. As 55 cents keep back his place. I was a little bit caught under napping. I don't know what happened to Phil. He didn't seem to have make the best out of this incident in front of him. As Sublime is catching the leader group now on the soft tires. All the fighting and all the mistakes brought him back into this race. He's gonna be very close to the DRS of Professor Phil. John C has still a lot of DRS. 20% more than our leader, 55 cents. So guy is really, really fast on this track at the moment. He still goes a little wide there. I don't know if it's his usual racing line on that circuit, but it's one of the turns where he could gain a lot more speed if he was able to be a little closer to the left wall and be in the straight line faster to get on the power earlier. I think he's playing the long game. He's waiting for his moment, just chilling in the DRS at the moment and making sure that 55 cents feels under pressure. Under pressure. Wish I could DJ. sometimes, especially when there's nothing really happening on the track. I don't think it's doable, but I think that the people that went on a hard tire, if there's to be a safety car at some point in this race, if they go back on the medium, it'd be pretty good for them. Like Tukurizi, for example, who's 6th at the moment. Oh, it's Professor Phil was able to catch the pack, get back into the DRS of the leaders, as the fastest lap was set by Surgeon Bildo, which is actually on 2 laps old soft tire. I see Porsche asking if McLaren 1-2 is possible. It's definitely possible. It's just 7 laps in. Anything could happen at this point, I'd say. So we'll see if the guys manage to do a good race. And I don't think that they did a 1-2 this season. Let me watch. Nope, they didn't record a 1-2 this season. Oh yes, they did. They did in Britain, actually, in Silverstone for the sprint race. It would be the 2nd of their season. Thanks for asking, Porch. While nothing's happening really on track, let me get you through some stats from this season. So there was 7 different race winners this year. In the drivers racing tonight, which are not reserve drivers, we have Phil, 55 cents, Sublime, Cited, John C, and Surgeon that all won races this year. We had 12 podium finishers. The more wins this season were 55 cents and Phil, which all have 4. 5 now for Fidi, which won the sprint race today. And more podiums, we got Fidi and Sub, but now it would be Fidi because of the previous sprint race. Sublime has pitted for hard tires, so he will probably try to run this tire until the end of the race. Who's going to be the first to pit between 55 cents, John C, and Professor Phil, which are battling really hard to stay close to one another. I'd say Phil is probably the one struggling the most at the moment to keep with the pace of the 2 others in front. We have Porsche again in the chat, very committed to this chat, saying, interesting choice for all the arts. I like to avoid that compound like it's the plague. Would have gone medium and hope for a safety car. Yeah, I think, unfortunately on this game, they made it so that the R tire is inevitable, really. Since you can select any compound for the beginning of a race, everyone starts on the mediums. Since it gives a more latitude in terms of if there's a safety car, in terms of strategy in general. So the thing is, the hard tire is really hard to warm up, and the first lap on the hard tire, it's not only difficult to have good pace, but sometimes it's very difficult for traction, and we saw a lot of drivers making mistakes on that tire in the first 2 laps on their hard tires. So yeah, I think if they don't really change how the tires degrade and warm up on this game, we'll be stick with the medium tire and the hard tire for 50% race distance for next season too. And that's a little bit unfortunate because on the last year game, because of the FIA regulation, starting on your Q2 qualifying lap, was allowing different strategy really. So it was a little more interesting to watch. So we have decided closing here on Seb's. It's been a while since we had a battle on track. I don't know why, but Seb seems to be ghosted. Maybe he's offline and it's now the AI running for him. But yeah, pretty easy move for Undecided, even though he's on hard tires after 7 laps. And these guys, John C and Fiddy, are putting up a great show, to be honest. This is the only real battle since the beginning of this race. They haven't let... I think John C only tried once a move on 55 cents in the first laps of this race. But from then, he's just taking in the DRS and waiting for his moment. I think he may be passing under some sort of strategy move. Or as he touched the wall here. Hope that he didn't clip his front wing. For sure, the tires didn't like that. I think his car is okay, but have to be focused for the rest of this race. Not to crash the car just chilling in the DRS. So it's a little weird because usually Jeddah is pretty good at forming DRS trains, and sometimes 3 wide battle into turn 1. But this one has been pretty quiet, to be honest. I think there was so many incidents of people just spinning and losing traction that it created lots of gap between the drivers. Still have Porsche writing in the chat. Still should trigger the undercut, especially if they're switching to hards instead of softs. Would be pitting quite soon. Yeah, that could be a very good strategy, to be honest, since you can go super long on the hard tires without losing too much time, especially after 10 laps on the mediums. I think it only takes a lap or 2 and the R's are as fast. Could be a very good strategy for Phil to trigger the undercut. This particular series didn't see a lot of safety car this year. I think the fact that the drivers are pretty much all racing on the Sunday and then they go to the Tuesday race with a little practice. Makes their awareness and like driving abilities on the track a little better. So it's usually better racing on the Tuesday than on the Sunday. So I don't know if we'll be having some safety cars in this race, but yeah. Would probably not hurt too much having a safety car. So I think that Phil just listened to us, Porsche, because look at that. He's going on the hard tire, triggering the undercut. And if they decide to play the teammate strategy with Tikarizi can try to hold 55 cents and John C for the championship. So this is going to be interesting. Will the Mercedes guys team strategy. And I'm wondering if John C. and 55 Cents are not too focused on each other and didn't see that Phil pitted. So yeah, finally we have some questioning about how things will play out with the strategy on this race. Also, there's Sublime, for who the undercut seems to have worked perfectly, since now he's right in the DRS of Phil. So, if they planned that right, it could have been very powerful for them. Sublime is going, giving everything he's got. I think he's maybe trying to help John C. Oh, as pity, yeah, 55 Cents pitted, and now Sub was a little aggressive here and got clipped by the back wheel of Professor Phil, so he will lose all the advantage the undercut got him. And 55 Cents still ahead of Phil after his pit stop, and ahead of Tukarizi, which was crucial. Tukarizi will not be able to hold him behind him. So all of our hopes of seeing some fighting on the track are now gone. Unfortunately. As we have a car, a Ferrari, I believe, which is still on track, and we are in are we having a safety car? Doesn't seem like it, but we got yellow flags in all sectors, so I don't know if it's a glitch or having a safety car or a virtual safety car maybe. No one seems to be going in the pit, but yeah, pretty sure. Oh, we actually have someone going in the pit. It's Tukarizi. So I guess it was a virtual safety car because now the track is green. And John C. is now able to push without the dirty air of a car in front. Is he far enough to go out in front of 55 Cents or not? He keeps missing this corner. It's crazy. Keeps overshooting this corner. Every time I look at him, I take a look at his car. He's overshooting this corner. Is John going for the pit? No. And we can see just a little over his helmet that his tires are actually not at the perfect temperature. They're a little cold. I can see 91, 92, 90, and 88. Normally you want your tires to be around 95, 96, so they're a little cold. Maybe it helps preserving the tire, but it doesn't help in getting some grip around the track, that's for sure. Does he have to lift here not to go get a track limit warning? There's a Porsche that is again chatting and maybe thinking that John is going for a medium soft strategy, and that's still possible because I think that he didn't use all of his softs compound. But yeah, really seems like he is struggling at the moment. Oh, there's a safety car. A safety car has been triggered. So the race will be very different. We'll have probably a 8 laps race. And it's going to be very good for John C as he's going to come out the leader of this pack as he passes near the ass of Trevor, which his race is now over. So it's going to be very... I was kind of hoping, to be honest, for a safety car at this point because this race was really boring for a championship battle. Ain't gonna lie about that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the other drivers will be doing. I think Fidi stayed on track, so we'll finish the race on hard tires, and John C will be right behind him with brand new soft tires. You were right, my friend Porsche. Brand new soft tires. 8 laps to go when safety car goes in, probably. As Phil is also on hard tires, Annie behind him is going to be on soft. Okay, Carizi is going to be on almost brand new mediums. Decided as well. Sublime's going to be on brand new softs. This race is not over, gentlemen. It can still go from one way or another. Some of the gaps are pretty big, so I wonder how much the safety car is going to wait for these back markers. So 11 cars still in this race. Yeah, it's a sprint to the end. That's right, Buster. Sprint race is 9 laps. I think this one is going to be 8 laps, to be honest. I don't see them restarting this one. Maybe it's going to be a 7-lap race. There's still an Alfa Romeo at the other end of the circuit, and I think it's Sparty. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting. So for people who join mid-race or aren't aware, there's a pretty good battle championship going on here. We have Professor Phil, which is leading the championship with 289 points. Behind him is our current race leader, 55 cents. Which is 11 points behind at 278 points. And then in third place there's Sublime, which is actually in 7th, which is at 273 points. So we still have a battle going on because anything can happen in this race. So still have a battle for the championship here, let's say. In the other battles, we have John C, which is 168 points in 6th place at the moment in the championship. And in front of him is Decided Gamer with 177 points. So it's just 9 points of gap. And at the moment, if the race was to finish now, he would jump him in the championship. by 1 point. And I think yeah, it's going to be the last lap on their safety car, I would say, because all the cars are pretty lined up now. So we will go back racing soon. Also, we have Sparty and Mr. Nas, which are battling. So even though they are 11 and 10 in this race, in the championship, Mr. Nas is 76 points and Sparty is 74, so only 2 points. So this is also a battle on track for championship position. Vicarizi was in a battle with Trevor. It seems like Vicarizi will win this battle. He was 1 point in front. So whatever happens, he's going to win his battle against Trevor in the championship. And if he scores a good result, if he actually scores 5th position, he's going to jump the Ferrari of Sergeant Bildo as well. I'm going to try to keep you updated on the championship battle at the end of the race, if I have time. And it seems like the safety car is finally coming in. And we'll have 6 laps of racing. As Speedy 5 Cents takes his time to restart. He goes on the throttle with the battery on. And behind him, no one really took advantage, I think, of the restart. Everyone stayed in position. Mr. Naz was having a look on Sparty. Sparty is passing... no, Sparty's not passing anyone, sorry. And at the front, will 55 Cents be able to keep John C. at bay with his soft tires? 6 laps on the soft has to be pretty powerful, as Annie is trying to move on Professor Phil. They're almost touching on the hairpin. Who's going to have the better going into the next turn? I think the As will have to back out. Yes, they do. Crazy restart for him. Annie, As driver, which is on the good compound of tire for this restart, that's for sure. As El Chris is very close from Sublime, which is trying to pass beside it. I think he's stuck behind him. He's trying everything he can to go in front. And I think it should be job done. Oh, they almost touch going into that corner. And it's not the best of exit for the McLaren driver. He's pushing really hard, trying to pass in front. His championship is at stake here. As in front, Annie was going very close to Professor Phil in turn 1, but didn't manage to pull an overtake on him. And Tikurizi was himself trying to go over Annie, but asked to back out because going in side by side into the DSs is not a very good thing. Very dangerous section of the track with some blind corners. You don't want any incident to happen, as Tikurizi have to back out and cut that corner, lacking a little bit of grip going through there. As we see that Annie is very aggressive in front. Going at Professor Phil, which is trying to keep up with John C. at the moment. Penny preserving his battery for the next 2 straights. Oh, as he touched the wall. Oh my god, is the car okay? I don't know, but it opens the door to take her easy, which is in a 3-way battle with Sub and with Decided. And oh my god, that's a little bit hectic there. And Annie keeps his place as the Decided unfortunately clipped the wall, and maybe we'll have to go for a front wing change. And take her easy, still behind Henny. And it gave a little bit of breathing room for Phil, which is now a second behind the 2 leaders. The hard tires are going to be a little weak at the end of this race compared to the softs, that's for sure. And yeah, Porsche, depends on how we say it, but I think the DR strain will have some effect from now on, especially with people running on slowest tire compound. Take her easy, still trying to catch Annie in front. Annie is still trying to catch Professor Phil, as Professor Phil is dropping back from John C. And John C. will be trying a move on Phil with DRS to take on 55 cents to take the lead as this race. He does it before the pit straight, goes very wide there, pushes Fiddy in a very bad line for corner exit. And 55 cents with DRS, will he be able to retake his position? It seems like yes, but they touch going into the turn 1, and Fiddy has a very bad exit, so John will be taking the lead of this race. It's Professor Phil at this point, to protect the championship, should just play it cool. Because if he finished, I think if he finished in the top 7, this championship should still be his, if I'm not mistaken. So the race winner gets 30 points, second place gets 23 points. Yeah, Fiddy really needs to win, and he wouldn't need Phil to finish 4th. But there's still Annie pushing really hard behind him. At the moment, with the current standings, Professor Phil would still, even 4th, would finish on the podium, as I was just watching what was happening with these 2 guys. Because if someone crashes, it's all over for this championship. As Phil is trying to take back his place into turn 1. And he's got now Sublime right behind him, and that's interesting. This 55 cents now took back 1st place, and if he keeps it for 2 laps, Phil will have to give the championship lead to 55 cents. So now we have a championship battle, guys. Now we have it. Vanny is now fighting John C. And he's got some speed tonight. Will Sublime be able to pass Phil? If he does so, it helps even more 55 cents to get his championship. And Professor Phil, Sublime, and Enya all have their red light flashing at the moment as we speak. as we are 2 laps from the end of this race. And Sublime goes on the outside of this turn. We'll get probably a better exit. Goes early on the power, goes on the RS. The DRS train is so powerful here, I don't think he's going to be able to pull any move out of this turn. Fiddy is battling with John C, which John C has now a 3 seconds penalty. And this is very good for 55 cents because if he finishes, oh, hang on, because it means that Phil would finish third. And I think that Phil has to finish third to be able to keep his championship. So Sublime now is the battle to watch. Because if he passes Phil, championship goes to 55 cents. And I'm sorry, not following what's happening behind because up front we've got a very, very, very important battle. I know that Take It Easy is catching up Mr. Nas, and Insane Sparty is right behind him on soft tires. As Sublimes go way faster than Phil to this sector with the slipstream and the DRS. I think he'll be close enough to try a move on him. As he goes. And as it is right now, championship is to 55 cents if Sub is able to stay in front of Phil. And oh, did he touch the wall there? Oh, he was really close to it for sure. As they are going side by side into turn 1. And it's the last lap of the race, guys. So depending on who finished in front in this battle with Sublime and Professor Phil, it changes the whole storytelling of this championship. If Sublime's finished in front, 55 cents win this championship. If Phil keeps his 4th place, which is an actual 3rd place, he will keep his championship. Let's jump into Sublime's car to see if he's able to pull any move, because really the whole storyline of this championship relies on him at the moment, as he's 5-6 seconds behind Phil. You really need a good 2nd and 3rd sector, as they're all pushing pretty hard. Oh my god. So this championship will be decided by only 1 point if it stays this way. So it's without controversy. It's without anything. That we've got our race winner, 55 cents, which is going to cross the line. And it's going to be our new RSF1 championship winner for Tuesday America's Series. Congratulations to him. What a race on his hand, fighting on hard tires against soft tires, and Annie, which was really fast behind it. Very good result for the Oz driver, by the way. A very good fight for Annie. And Phil finishing 3rd is 1 point. 1 point only in the championship in front of Fiddy. What an ending. What a crazy ending. Sublime finishes 3rd in the championship, 4th in the race. McLaren teammate John C finished 5th. What a finish. What a finish. I don't know what to say, guys. It was amazing. I don't even know if the drivers realized like what they were going into, because they weren't listening to the stream, so they don't know the gaps between each other. So we'll just announce it on the Discord, actually. Oops, I made a mistake. By 1 point Professor Phil is our championship winner. What a race. So congratulations to everyone. It was a very, very, very good season. I'm very excited for next season as we are going to merge with the PlayStation guys. I think it's going to bring much more tensions and much more rivalries. I'll be back racing as well on the Tuesdays next season. So I hope we'll see each other again. And thank you for having listened to this stream, this amazing finale. Well, word of the end, I'd say this league has been a blast. I've been here for 2 years and met crazy people that I had the chance to meet in real life as well, sharing this passion for F1. So I hope that you stay around all for next season. And if you don't, please join us on the RSF1 server on Discord and come race with us next season. Have a good one, guys.